Hello, everyone. I'm Deborah Haley, and I'm sitting here with
Thomas Simmons.
I've been with C21 Beggins for 18 years and managing for 14 of those. So, Thomas, you want to give a little bit about your background?
Yes, my name is Thomas Simmons. I've been with the company for 6 years. I am presently the manager and partner with C21 Beggins for the Brandon office. Prior to this, I was a vice president of sales with marketing, served the Marines for 8 years. So this is right up my alley when we're going to talk about discipline scheduling.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're going to start with presenting the importance of a great schedule, and it starts with discipline. I'm going to let Thomas take off on that because he's one of the most disciplined people I know.
So when we think about discipline, we say, what is discipline, right? Most of you have been to school or some trade or another. In order to do that, you have to study, you have to learn, train, and apply a system of standards. Discipline is not something others do to you. It's something that you have to do for yourself, right? You can receive instructions or guidance from one or many sources, but the source of discipline is not external, it's internal. Basically, what that means is that you have to, when you wake up, set your clock in the morning, you have to wake up a certain time, right? We can tell you what time to wake up, but if you don't do it on your own, it's just not going to happen. Discipline is a choice. It's your choice. It's a decision. Better yet, all of your decisions. We all know what's right and wrong. We all make decisions, right? So at the end of the day, if you want it bad enough, you're going to do the things that you need to do to make it happen. So when you understand discipline as a choice, now you're in control. Not anyone or anything else. More discipline you have, the more choice and the more control you will have. So the less discipline, however, there will be less choice and less control. So if you go to the next slide, right? So the more discipline you have, the more choice and more control, right? So when we go into the scheduling part, you're going to see exactly what this means, because discipline gives you better options, right? The higher the standard, the more improved the skill is, the more flexibility. Basically what that means is what you put in is what you get out, right? The less you put in, the less you're going to get, the less fewer options, the less standards and inadequate skill and less flexibility. This is the reason why we do what we do at Beggins Enterprises, because we believe in improving the skill to give you more flexibility and to be more adequate in your skill set, okay?
Why is it important to follow a schedule? Go ahead, Thomas. Did you want to add in?
Yes, I do want to add in this.
Yeah.
Some of you may know, and some of you may not know that I served in the Marine Corps. I am a Desert Storm veteran. Even prior to the Marines, I lived a very structured life. You know, my parents were big Christians, and you know, they sent me to Catholic school, so I had to wear uniforms. I mean, it was just my life, just as the way I was raised, and just the way that I live now, a very structured life. However, now I'm not with a corporate industry, but I have set standards in my life where I have to be disciplined. There are certain things that you need to do. And the reason why we're doing this, ladies and gentlemen, is because you're a 1099. You're not a W-2 employee. So what that basically says is that you have the flexibility to do whatever you want when you want to do it. However, you have to think about the fact that you're running a business. And with the discipline, it's going to become, you're going to make a habit, right? They say the myth is it takes 21 days to break a habit or make a habit. The reality, that's not true. It takes about 6 to 8 months of consistency to really develop a habit, okay? So this is a thing that we want you to just dial in and take some notes, because this is what's going to get you started with your business, running your business, because each one of you are going to open your doors at a certain time and you're going to close your door at a certain time. And this is why we're doing this. So without further ado, Deborah.
Okay. Some of the other reasons too is you'll achieve more work in a shorter amount of time. That's true. If you can focus on your schedule and run with a schedule, you know what you're going to be doing every day, what you're going to do each morning, what you're going to do in the afternoons. You will have a greater impact on your business if you run with your schedule. You'll have more control of your time, like Thomas was talking about. You'll have more control of your clients using your time. This is such a big deal. And Thomas can attest to this, that, you know, we see agents all the time out there running, you know, 7 days a week, running on their client's schedule. And guess what? You don't have to do that. You've got to run your schedule. You got to let your clients know when you can meet with them and how long for. And when you do that one thing, you'll start having more control of your life and your clients. You'll maintain consistency in your business. If you have a schedule going every day, all major corporations, every one of them run with schedules, and they run with major schedules. You want that consistency because that's how you build your business. You'll have more family time. This is a big deal because we see agents coming in all the time. They're running 24/7. They hardly see their spouses. They hardly see their kids. And things happen at home and they're not happy, and they're maybe making money, but they're not happy, because you have to put that family time first on your schedule. I preach this all the time. Your family time comes first, and then the rest of your business and your schedule, and you'll have a happy home life along with scheduling, you know, with your family and your business. You'll have less stress. If you are structured, if you are scheduling stuff, what do you think your stress level gets to? It comes way down because you know what you're going to be going to on the next hour or the next day. You'll know what's going on. This is our schedule, right, Thomas? This is a company schedule. You want to go ahead and talk about this?
Sure. So one of the great things that we have is that we have, as a team, as a management team, have collaborated together to give you the best training that you can ever have, okay? And with that training comes discipline and structure, right? All the managers have to, at night before, we have to put subject matter and stuff together. So this way we can give you the best training that you need. So on Monday from 8:30 to 9:15 is Marketing Mondays with Mike Puma. This guy is just amazing how he just puts these little affirmations or things that you can put on social media. So listen, it literally takes the thinking out of it. You copy, you paste, and you post. Just that simple. Copy, paste, and post, right? And he also just dives in to how to develop targeting certain areas that would get you awareness. And that's what it's all about. Tuesday, company business meeting. You know, Craig is great, our broker. He just sits down and really just dives into statistics and let us know where we're at. And also just not with the company is at, but just the marketing as well, right? Because if we know about the market, guess what that does? That empowers us, that encourages us to train and also tell others about it, right? Because we have to be the local experts. And even when it just comes to real estate in general, there are a lot of different changes that you may not get with other companies because Craig is on top of this and he shares that with us, okay? From 9:20 to 10 o'clock, we have our individual office meetings where we have a round table and we just sit down and everyone is just telling about what's going on in their world, their real estate world, what deals they got working on, what deals they need help with, if they got any listings or reductions or anything like that, they can share it with the team. You want to go with that with Wednesday?
Wisdom Wednesdays. We had Chris Reed on Wisdom Wednesdays, and he is amazing. Does a lot of Tony Robbins, does a lot of wonderful work with us on this. And so it's something that's a must read because it really builds you up and lifts you up for the rest of the week and has so many great and wonderful tips for us. This last week, we got into styles and trends with some special guest speakers. So sometimes we do bring on guest speakers to do home staging and stuff. So it's just more information out for you all. Thursdays is Hot Topics with Craig. I love this one because it's always different. Every week is different, isn't it, Thomas? And,
yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And it's it's stuff that's real life real estate going on. So he's always pulling something out, talking about what just happened yesterday and how we overcame the issues and how we are going to closing on stuff. We do many different things through the week, like the luncheons and celebration awards. When we have that in the offices, we do that in our own offices. And then Friday, go ahead and take that one, Thomas, on Fridays.
So yeah, on Friday, we're mastering contracts. Now, I could tell you one of the things that, you know, when we're doing interviewing, we're recruiting, and we're just, you know, I always ask, what's important to you when it comes to selecting a brokerage? And one of the things that they say is, you know what, I want training, right? Training is key. Every Friday, you are going to get master contract training on different parts of the contract. And what's really great is that Craig will take a real experience and just kind of like a segue to the contract. So it just makes it a really, not just reading it verbatim, word for word, but putting an experience to it so you can have a better understanding of it. And Absolutely. Then also on Friday, we also do script practice as well. I believe that the script practice is great because at the end of the day, if you don't know what to say and you don't know how to internalize it, you're not going to be able to listen to the person that's in front of you. Once you internalize it and you understand it, guess what? You're going to be more receptive to helping that individual.
Absolutely. So let's talk about your schedule and your start of the day with daily habits. And I know you're a big proponent of this, Thomas, but I get up early at 6. You probably got me beat, but I get up and exercise and do daily affirmations and daily meditations. And everyone should be doing this because it starts your day off in a positive mindset. It really calms you down and sets you off properly. You need a good breakfast with a lot of protein because you need that energy to start your day. Eating junk food, guys, will always bring down that sugar level or spike your sugar levels. And you need to have even keel on your sugar levels throughout the day to be able to handle stressful situations. And you've got to look at your schedule for the day. This is all morning stuff. What time do you have set aside to prospect? What do you want to do for that day? How many contacts do you plan on making, and who do you plan on contacting? What is your day like, Thomas? What do you start with?
Well, I wake up around about 7:30. So hit the gym, and then obviously I'm going to eat breakfast, exercise, and I think that the daily affirmations is really key to really starting your day. As we know, there's so many different things that's going on in this world, and there's so many distractions right now. At the end of the day, you need to be feeding yourself with positive information. Yeah. Get a book. If you're on Facebook or Instagram, they have different people that just consistently put out daily affirmations that you can read because you want to have something positive. We talk about the health aspect. Deborah is talking about, have too much sugar, it's going to pull you down. It's the same thing with your mind, right? If you're feeding yourself with positivity, you're going to breathe positivity, right? If it's negative, then that's what you're going to get. There was we went on a corporate training, and there was a young lady that said, reading 3 minutes of news can take away about 30% of your positivity a day. Wow, 3 minutes. Imagine you read more than that, right? So at the end of the day, you know what? Focus on what's important and don't get distracted.
That's true.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, your schedule is very, very important. My day is, when I'm working with agents, is to make sure I'm getting on the phone, I'm talking with them, I'm doing a coaching and things like that, so that that they know that they have someone that they can feed off of and get the answers that they need. Absolutely.
Let's talk about the schedule that brings top production. And this is a recommended schedule we've had for years with the company, but it really holds fast to everyone. If you're a morning person, really work the mornings. If you're an afternoon, nighttime person, set your schedule and start at noon if you need to, but work till 8 that night. The more time, the better time you put into this business, the more money you're really going to make, and the happier you'll be. So we start off, you saw the company schedule, 8:30, 9:30 every day with daily training. That's on purpose. That's to get you in that business mode and in the right mindset to start your day off with business. And I think it's really important that you do plug in at 8:30 and listen to meetings every day. I have for many, many years. It starts my day off with just a perfect mindset. Additional training, script practice needs to come after that to get you prepared to start talking to your prospects, because you should have some prospecting time in this. What I would like to recommend is prospect in the morning when your mind is clear, when you're sharp. 10 to 12, 2 hours of prospecting. You're going to be talking to many, many clients and building a great business in a 2-hour time frame. And this is recommended. I can tell you, some people only need to prospect an hour a day. Some people need to prospect 3 hours a day. This is just a good guideline for you. And then take lunch. Take that downtime. Take an hour. Clear your head again and start refreshed at 1 or 2 and start working again. That's when you schedule your clients that you're going to go run with, if you possibly can. You're going to schedule your home inspections, your appraisals. You have control of that. You have to remember and know you do have control of this stuff, as long as you take control of it. So I'm telling you, keep this in mind when you're setting your scheduling, your appraisals, inspections, and everything else. Set it in the afternoon, unless you're running with clients. But always work your schedule like a real true business. Work your open houses in the afternoon. This is your time to do more business. If you don't have any business, schedule more prospecting. Why do 2 hours a day? Why not do 3 or 4 if you don't have any business coming in? And then, you know, maybe 3 to 5, work on your social media. Work on your training, work on building, learning your business builder, your educational courses, and set up to show properties in that time too. And then hire a personal assistant for your listing and contract paperwork. Because you see, I don't have paperwork set up in here for purpose, because that needs to be after hours, or it needs to go to somebody, a clerical person that can do that work for you. So we do have personal assistants with the company that are nominal. So that's something that you can think about. What about you, Thomas?
I always had this rule in sales, 26 years plus in sales. If your phone is not ringing, that means you need to pick up the phone and call somebody. Okay.
Absolutely.
Bottom line.
Yep.
Pick the phone up and call somebody, because you don't have enough business where your phone is not ringing.
Absolutely. Yeah, I have agents that like sitting on open houses, and we can do that here during the week. And I tell them, that's great, go set up your time. But guess what? You need to be making calls while you're in those open houses. So you're doing business while you're waiting for business. And that's a great time to reach out and do your prospecting calls too.
So, you know, I just like to add too that, you know, when you're prospecting for new clients, you need to, you know, put yourself in a room. If you're going to be making phone calls, put yourself in a room, close the door, and say, this is how many phone calls I'm going to make, or this is how many contacts I need to make. You know, a contact is just not picking up the phone and saying, hi, how you doing? You know, my name is Thomas Simmons. I'm with C21 Beggins. I was just calling about your listing. I know it's expired, and I just wanted to see how I can help you, right? And that person said they're not interested, right? They have no real estate needs. Well, you know what? That's a person that, you know what, that they're not ready yet. You can go ahead and make notes and ask them when they're going to be ready and take that, right? But if you really want to make a contact, that's somebody that has some interest in real estate, that's willing, ready, and able to do something, maybe not now, but maybe in the future, okay? And that's how you're going to continue following up with those people. So just please understand, every phone call you make, yes, it is a person on the other line, but is it considered a true contact?
Yeah, that's true. And we're going to get more into that in a little bit, because you're spot on that. Evening schedules, go home, go out, eat dinners, family time, pause and reflect on the day. Please take time to do that. Going to bed at the same time, you need your sleep. You need to get in a routine. And this is so important, because it's hard when you don't have enough sleep during the day, and you're trying to make important decisions, and you're trying to act quickly on things, because in our business, time is of the essence. So, you know, being cognizant of your sleep is really important in this business. Having your phone off at 7 o'clock at night. Oh my gosh. I hear agents all the time saying, well, I talked to my client until 11 o'clock at night. It's my first question is why? Why would you do that? You're tired. They're tired. They may have had a cocktail. You may want a cocktail. Why? Unless you're negotiating a contract, why would you be talking to your clients at night? Now, if you're negotiating a contract, that's a little different story. But your phone needs to be off. Your family will want your phone off after 7, if at all possible. So, but you can train your clients, and we're going to go over that in just a minute. You're going to train your clients on when they can talk to you and when they can't. Set the expectations for your clients ahead of time. Let them know, my phone's off at 7. I'm having dinner with my family and my kids. They'll be fine with that. You know, I am so serious. Most of our clients are very understanding, and they don't want to be bothered either unless you're negotiating a deal. You know, your schedule is yours. You need to take charge of your schedule. And so that's a really important thing in the evening is you need the downtime too. We run hard during the day a lot of times, and you need that downtime to de-stress, reflect, and really have some peace before you go to bed. So anything you want to add to that, Thomas?
You know, it just goes right back to what we started in the beginning, right? We're talking about discipline. We're talking about developing habit. With the habit comes a routine, right? Is exactly what you're saying.
Absolutely. Got to have those routines. What calendar, I get asked this a lot, what calendar do you want to use to plan your life? I like Google Calendar. I've been a big proponent of it for the last 7 or 8 years it's been out, because it's with you everywhere. And everything should go in your calendar, everything. That routine, that discipline, that starts with your calendar. Because when you get busy, you're going to forget. You're going to forget your clients. You're going to forget your appointments. If they're not solid in a calendar, you're going to miss critical timelines on the contract. That always needs to go into your calendar. And with the discipline, you need to really set aside time on Sunday, afternoon or evening to start your week off. Look at your calendar for the next week. Know what you have to do. That comes with the discipline. You got to know what's ahead for my next week. Do I have closings? Do I have inspections? What do I have going on? Do I need to set up times to show clients? You need to know ahead of time and not just wing this business, because the more structured you are, the more disciplined you are, the better your life, the smoother your business is going to be. You won't have the roller coaster effect that we see in this business all the time. You've got those critical timelines is so important on your contract. As soon as you're under contract, they need to be on your calendar and your client's calendar, because that gives us the structure and the discipline and what we have to do on those timelines to get to where we want to go to get that contract closed. Schedule your family time. Schedule your daily prospecting on there. If you're going to prospect for 2 hours a day, it needs to be on your calendar and set aside that time. This way, you know you don't want to be disturbed between 10 and 12, because you're taking 2 hours out of your day that's your money time, is to schedule those appointments and set aside time to call people and talk to people. It's also time you got to schedule your follow-up time. You know, this sounds like a lot, but it's really not. It's just structuring your business to run like a business, because when you structure it as a business, that business is going to run like a well-oiled machine for you. So you've got to, you know, keep that in the back of your mind, especially when you're using your calendar. It's not just not to put appointments on, it's for everything in your life. The other thing I say, and you're going to hear me repeat this a couple of times, and it's intentional, schedule your family time first. Schedule that weekend off to the beaches. Schedule that week off to the Keys. And don't let that get interrupted. And because when you do that, everything flows with your family at home very, very well.
I just like to add to the follow-up calls is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Do not negate this. Do not forget about this. This is probably one of the most crucial things that you can do in this business with the follow-up, because without the follow-up, you will actually lose business. So yes, with the schedule, the daily prospecting, the family time, previewing inventory, listing appointments, buyer's appointments, but you have to follow up, and
That's
you
right.
have to take notes, and it's very crucial. You have to set that time apart, and I'm telling you right now, if you do this as a new agent, even as an experienced agent, your business will grow, okay?
Absolutely.
And you will just know who to call, when to call. You have your appointments. You know, Deborah mentioned about the Google Calendar. You can have your notifications that pop on your phone, when to call someone, when to follow up. These things are very, very important when it comes to running a business.
Absolutely.
Your business.
Yeah. Do you think it's important to preview your inventory? We got a ton of new home builders in Tampa Bay area. Do you think you need to go ahead and schedule time to go and see those new home builders and know that inventory? You need to. because that is part of your business, is to have that knowledge. So when a buyer does pop up, you've seen 4 home builders, you know exactly what their inventory is. It may be a perfect fit and an easy transaction for you. So schedule the number of, oh, now we're getting into the nitty and gritty. How many contacts are you going to make a day? Thomas defined the contacts a minute ago. So you've got to think about and put it in your schedule about how many contacts are you going to do a day that will make daily to get, and to whom you're going to make. So if you know in the morning that I'm going to call 35 people and I hope to talk to 18 of them, you need a list of those people that you're going to contact in front of you. So you already know what you're going to be doing. Does that sound, it makes sense and sounds simple? And it is.
Also too, Deb, they also need to have that list and everything prior to the day off, right?
Yeah,
last thing you want to be doing is you have this schedule, and then now you're looking for names and numbers and stuff to call. You're losing time. So the day today being Monday, if you're going to make, your calls, then Sunday you need to have your list. If you're going to be busy over the weekend, then Friday you need to create a list. So as soon as that Monday comes, whatever time that you have, you're going to start dialing for dollars.
That's right. Absolutely. So where do our lists come from? There's many, many places. They come from your sphere. That's your best source of business. They will feed you more than anybody, the people that know you, because they trust you. So you should be having that list of your sphere. You should have it in Business Builder and in Zap. If you're with C21, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, reach out to Thomas and me. We'll tell you about it later. But you should have that sphere ready to contact, because they know you. And you need to get on a schedule with them where you're contacting them monthly. Your farm, if you're going to farm, which Thomas and I are going to go about talk about farming tomorrow, which is a great source of business for you. Set up a farm. There's a good source of clients. Your past clients, if you're an experienced agent, are a wonderful source of business for you that will feed you and give you referrals forever because they already love you. For sales that expired, for sale by owners that expires, they already need to sell. Why not have a list of those? And there's many places to find those at, and we'll do more training on expires and FSBOs. I think this week we're getting more into that. Can you really find 15 to 25 people to talk to within 1 or 2 hours? Sure you can, because I can tell you, between Facebook, all your social media, your cell phone, your email, really, you've probably got 1,000 people. I may be exaggerating a little bit, but there's a ton of people in there, and some of them you're going to go, well, I don't want to talk to them. Why not? Just reach out, say hi, especially right now. This is so crucial. People are wanting to talk to us right now. So it's a great time to get on the phone and make some great contacts. Reaching out to 15, 20 people a day to talk to is fairly easy, and it's an amazing amount of business that you'll drive from that if you do that 5 days a week. You got to think about your level of commitment on this. You do. And Thomas, I'll take that over to you, because you really need to talk about the commitment on this.
Well, I think the commitment just comes down to your why.
Yeah.
Right? I think if your why is strong enough, then you're going to commit to what you need to do to make things happen. We always call it the 5 pillars, and now I think it's 6 pillars with the social media, right? But your sphere of influence is the lowest hanging fruit. Those people already like you, know you, and they already trust you. More than likely, they're going to do business with you. So just by telling them that you're doing real estate and how hot the market is, if they don't have anyone, they might know someone that knows someone that says, you know what, that Deb, she's an excellent person. She knows what she's doing. I'm sure she's going to take care of you. Here's her number. Give her a call. Or better yet, Deb, I got such and such. Let's get their phone number and you call that individual.
Yeah.
So again, it's all about your why at the end of the day. If your why is strong enough, your commitment to doing the things that you need to do on a daily basis to make things happen.
Absolutely. You are in control of your inspections and your appraisers and your walkthroughs. Everything we have to do with these contracts, you really are in control of that most of the time. Even your closings, you can talk to the title company and say, hey, look, I can't close in the morning. Can we close this in the afternoon? And as long as your buyer or your seller is okay with it, you've got control of that. And this is what we're talking about, controlling these schedules. When you give away your control, you really end up giving away your part of your life and your business, and you don't want to do that. Because you lose time, and time is money in our business. So, you know, schedule this stuff like it is your business, because it is. We do hear the excuses about why you don't want to schedule. Yeah, put them away. Kill that drunk monkey they were talking about earlier, because that little drunk monkey will get on your little shoulder and go, well, you don't have time, you got dirty dishes in the sink, you need to clean the house, you need to meet with your friends. There's a lot of reasons why people don't want to do this or get into a schedule. The main reason is your why, and that why needs to keep you on task with your schedule. Put everything in your schedule, and you'll never forget your clients or your business. And we've all been guilty of this. You may have set an appointment. You forgot to put it on your calendar. Somebody shows up. Somebody calls you and say, hey, you're supposed to meet with me 10 minutes ago at the house. Where are you? You go, oh my God, I forgot. That does happen. It's happened to all of us. And so, you know, you don't have to have that you don't have that, no, that does not have to happen to you. Put it on your schedule with reminders. 10-minute reminders are great, because it's like, oh man, I gotta go. And you can meet your people on time. Why you need a consistent schedule. Thomas, you wanna take this?
Yes, you will build your business smarter, faster, and better. 100%. Things that get scheduled, I always say, things that get focused and scheduled get done, right? Bottom line, all great businesses have schedules, right? You look at, when you go to a door, to a business, they have the hours of operation there, right? What's the difference between you and them? Nothing, right? You have your business. The only thing is that when you open your door and when you close your door, there's a huge gap there. So you need to just, you have to put in a little bit more detail exactly how you're gonna fill in those gaps there, right? You plan for long-term success. There is no short road to success, people, right? No. You have to work. You have to develop yourself. You have to train. You have to network. You have to get out of your comfort zone, right? They say that, you know, if you don't get out your, if you remain in your comfort zone, you're never going to go to the next level, right? Because there's going to be things that we're going to tell you that you need to do. And yes, you're not going to be comfortable. I heard this one guy said, you know, to be comfortable, you have to be uncomfortable. Yeah, does that make sense? To be comfortable, you have to be uncomfortable first, right? Your clients will respect your time and consistency, 100%. There was this old saying, when you're late, that means you don't respect that person's time.
Absolutely.
Okay? So be on time. You know, when you go to a listing appointment, you want to be there 10, 15 minutes early. Sitting in a parking lot or on the side of the street, and you just want to be going over your scripts and getting yourself all ready. If you're a woman, you want to make sure your hair is done, makeup is right, lipstick is on, it's not on crooked, you know, whatever the case is, right? You want to make sure that you're looking at your best, right? You will be in more control of everything when you have something scheduled, because it goes back to what I said earlier, discipline.
That's right.
The more discipline you have, the more control you have. And bottom line, the happier your family is going to be, right?
That's true.
Because now you make time for them, which is very, very important. And that's what we love about real estate, right? We have the ability to create our own schedule, right? To make great money, to make great friends, right? To help other people, and best of all, help our family.
That's right.
Be with our family.
That's true. And that's one of the challenges we face is our families. Because you can be working till 8 or 9 at night, and you've got a spouse sitting there going, hey, what about me? Or your kids going, Dad, Mom, you know, they've got to feel just as important, because they are just as important on your schedule.
Balance is key.
Absolutely. Why is it challenging to maintain a schedule? Because a lot of times we get really, really busy. And that's when it becomes the most important reason why to maintain a good schedule, because you'll be in a lot more control. You feel the need. Why do we feel challenged? Because we feel the need to please and accommodate our clients. Isn't that right, Thomas? We hear from the
Absolutely.
agents, but they want to call me at 9 o'clock at night. And it's like, why? You know? Don't do that to
I'm with
yourself.
you.
Yeah. We fear our clients will go with someone else. That's a big fear. It's not real, but it's a fear. So we feel we have to jump and run on their schedules. Well, sometimes you do have to accommodate their schedules because they're flying in for a short time. You know, and you do have to set aside your schedule sometimes so you can help them. Normally, though, most of the time, your clients are going to run with your schedule because you're going to tell them, I can meet you today. We're going to meet at 2 o'clock. We're going to go see 4 homes, and then I have an appointment at 5. They're going to respect that because you've set up that pace to them and your schedule to them, and they respect you as a working agent. You know, no real businessman comes in and says, well, I'll do whatever you want to do all day. That, you know, no businessmen do that. You know, they always have a schedule. Everybody has a schedule to stick to. So the other fear is our false expectations appearing real. You know, we really do feel like we have to jump and run. We do lack respect for ourselves and our business when we don't. Ouch. When we don't maintain a schedule. It's true, though. It's true. And so when you feel confident enough to say, I can meet you for 2 hours today to go look at 3 homes, and then I've got 2 other people to go show houses today too, you're going to find your clients are going to sit up and pay attention to you and want to work with you. It's amazing. I see people like Andy Thomas, your wife. She's majorly scheduled out and is running with clients. And she is, I've known her for years. She's amazing, but she's very, very structured on her schedules. We have to change our attitude and our self-talk. You're a wonderful, one-of-a-kind human being, and no one else is like you. And you need to know that because our self-talk challenges our schedule all the time. And you've got to get past that. Low energy. I don't feel good today. My energy level's low. I'm not in my right mindset. Okay. Low energy, you need to exercise, right, Thomas? That brings your exercise. Yes.
100%. I don't care who you are or what shape you're in or what your health situation is. There's many things that you can do when it comes to exercising just by simply putting on your tennis shoes and walking around the block, right?
Absolutely.
If you have a treadmill, you know, get a treadmill and walk in the house because maybe it's too hot. If it's too hot, you just got to get up early. It's a little cooler then, okay? That's the way you can do that, right? But at the end of the day, it also goes back to what you're eating too, right? You got to have the right diet, right? One thing that's very, very, very important is your health. If you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be able to take care of others. You're not going to be able to do your job to the most effective way because you're not healthy. So make sure that you're eating correctly, eating the fruits, make sure you're exercising because those things are so important. And if you can take that and exercise and you could put that in your routine and make that a habit, I guarantee your energy level will be beyond the roof just by making those simple changes.
Absolutely. Yeah, I walk every day. I walk every day and I do yoga in the mornings and I have to maintain what I do here. Without it, it would be very difficult to focus on everything that we do as management.
Exactly. Just like you mentioned too earlier on the last slide about the self-talk. This thing is really huge, guys. You know, we talked about the affirmations, you know, in the morning, the positive affirmation, but at the end of the day, you need to be telling yourself, I believe in myself. I believe that I can do this. I believe that I can make this happen, right? Those things need to be said because you have to believe in yourself first before others believe in you. Yes, I can believe in you and I can say, you know what, there's greatness in you. I know that you can do this. But if you don't believe the same thing that I'm telling you, guess what? It's not going to happen. You have to believe, conceive, and achieve. That's how it works.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Training you and your clients. Yeah, you got to train yourself and along with your clients. You need to focus, number one, and you're going to hear this for the next 3 days. Focus on the listings. They're easier. Your schedule will be easier and you'll be more consistent with your schedules. When you're running with buyers, oh my goodness, total different schedule. How do you train yourself to work at your schedule? You need to hire, if you're going to be busy, you need to hire a personal assistant. And I don't care if it's your friend's neighbor or anything else, you're going to need to hire somebody to do the clerical work, because guess what? That's $10 an hour. Are you worth more than $10 an hour? Yes, you are. You guys, we're worth $100 to $300 an hour when we're doing this properly. So why spend money when we're trying to do good work and end up doing clerical work at night? It's not worth it. Put everything on your calendar. Stick to your schedule. All businesses are run with a schedule, and your business should not be treated any differently. You know, I've been reading a great book lately about scheduling and businesses that have succeeded in the past. McDonald's, I love the story about McDonald's and Ray Kroc, because he was the epitome of franchises and setting up systems and routines and schedules. You know, read great books that are going to feed your mind. Set up your boundaries with your client up front. When you meet somebody, tell them what your schedule's like. Let them know exactly what to expect from you at all times. Let them know how you're going to contact them. You know, the reality is, if they've contacted you by text, that's what they're comfortable with. If they're comfortable with phone calls, you need to call them. If they're comfortable with emails, that's how you're going to reach out to them. You go to your client's level on this and have them show you how they want to be contacted. But let them know up front that you're going to be contacting them that same way. Give your clients the schedule of their critical timelines when you get under contract. What an amazing tool we have. Craig created this about 14 years ago, was our critical timeline, because I haven't seen it with any other companies. But we have a list of things that the buyer's responsible for, the seller's responsible for, and set that up on your calendar as soon as you get under contract, and set it up on your client's calendar so they know what to expect when those deadlines are due. You know, that is an amazing piece of work you can do with your clients that will solidify them to you, because you're on top of everything with them.
And just to add to that, you know, going back to your Google Calendar, right? Yeah. You can set those up, and with your Google Calendar, you can invite that person, right? You can share that calendar with them. Yes. They can accept it. Now it's on their calendar. Right?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, and by you having those critical timelines, you know, now you got two people looking. You're representing the buyer, you representing the seller, you have it, right? At the end of the day, for us as an agent, we're looking at the buyer's side and the seller side, right? Make sure that everybody's, you know, doing things on time. But that is extremely important to run a successful business as well.
Absolutely. Should you work weekends? It's up to you. You know, you should work 5-6 days a week in this if you want full time, especially if you want to make the money that you can make on this. But, you know, if you want 100,000 a year, people throw this at us all the time. What do I need to do for that? Work at least 40, 50, 60 hours a week. That's what you need to treat this like a business. If you want that kind of money, you'll need to set up a schedule to work this like a business. This is not a 24/7 business. It doesn't have to be. You know, it really depends on your schedules and setting up your business properly. Anything you want to add to this, Thomas?
No, I think you're spot on.
Okay. Your real estate business is your schedule. Your schedule isn't your business. Your business is your schedule. If you think about that, then you're thinking about in a business mindset. You're setting up, you're running your business. So what is your business going to look like on your schedule? What do top producers do to ensure production? Almost all of them use some type of a personal assistant or system for paperwork, because when you get into top production, you don't have time to do the clerical. Top producers are scheduled every day because they have to maintain their business, they have to build their business, and they have to create new business. That's a lot. And when you're doing top production, you've got to keep this in forefront of your mind. You just can't run with clients thinking, oh, I'm going to get business down the road because I'm busy today. You've got to focus on what are you going to have next week and next month. What are your closings are 90 days out usually, or your business today you created today is going to show up, reflect in 90 days. You may have closings in 2 months, But a lot of business you generate today is going to come true in about 90 days from today.
Yep.
And that's what you got to keep looking at down the road, because without that type of vision, you're not going to be able to build your business the way you want to. And so you've got to, think about that. And I know Jeff talked about earlier, I love this, that right now that we're just looking at short term because we have to, because we don't know what's going on with COVID-19. Nobody does. We don't have a crystal ball. But we do know what we can do today. We do know what we can do probably this week, right? And that's what you need to focus on to build that business out to 90 days so you can have business coming in August, in September, in October. And so you've got to look at this like a business and not just like a regular schedule, not just a schedule.
I also want to add too is, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I want to just talk about, your pipeline. That's what it is, right? Keeping that pipeline full. The more you keep that pipeline full, the better your business is going to be, the more money you're going to make at the end of the day, right? If you get one deal and you're babysitting that deal until you wait until it's to close, and for God forbid a reason, the financing falls through or the tax returns are really not what they say they are, it could be many different things, right? Right? At the end of the day, you're nursing that, and guess what you're forgetting to do? Prospect for new business, right? So continue prospecting. You have the critical timeline to remind you of what's important in that contract to make sure that gets done. But at the end of the day, you need to keep prospecting for new business and keep that pipeline full. Because if one deal falls through, you got another one to close. If they both close, guess what? You still need to eat the following month. So continue prospecting.
Yeah.
And following up.
Absolutely, absolutely. A great real estate, I've got to move some stuff here. There we go. A great real estate business starts with good habits. We're back to habits, Thomas. Exactly. You talked about Thomas in the beginning. You talked about habits in the beginning. We're back to habits.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. Because that's what it all calls down. I mean, that's what it all boils down to, right? The discipline, the schedule is developing a habit. And if you're a new agent, this is what you need to be doing from day one. When I sit down with the agent after we find out what their why are, what their goals are, the next thing I want to know is, I want you to make a schedule and I want you to send it to me. And then we're going to go over how to fill out those gaps. Okay? Scheduling is so important, guys, because that's the way you're going to run a business.
Absolutely. It goes down to your level of commitment too. I only have one question for everybody out there. What level of commitment do you think our clients deserve from us? They deserve 121% of what we can do for them. That's what our business is about. It's about giving our level of commitment to our clients to make sure they have the finest real estate experience. And it is all about that. It's hard for agents to jump in this trying to do part-time work because the commitment level is not there. Your clients will know that. And without that level of commitment, you're not going to commit to scheduling your business the way it should be scheduled and to running your business the way it should be run. And you won't make the money. That's the bottom line. You're not going to make the money if you can't commit to this or commit to working your business. As in everything takes commitment that's worthwhile. And this is one of the most worthwhile businesses I've ever been in. I've been in real estate 38 years, and I've been with Beggins almost 20. And I will tell you, the level of commitment with this company is astounding to me. And every year I look at the broker, I look at the company and go, oh my God, what else can they do for us? And it's a level of commitment that they bring to the table too for the agents. And I think it's important that because we have many people online right now that aren't with Beggins, and it's important you get with a company that's going to give you a huge sense of commitment to you and your business to help you really run this business and do what you want to do and have the freedom, because we can go back to the original slides, and have the freedom with the choices that you make to really run a great business. But it all starts with your level of commitment when coming into this. So Thomas, you want to close this out? We got about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I just want to add too, we talked about discipline, just a recap. We talk about discipline, we talk about habit, we talk about, scheduling, right? We all have dreams, right? And dreams only come true when you set goals.
Mm-hmm.
And with those goals, this is what's going to help you achieve those goals. The discipline, the habits, the scheduling, right? Whichever that dollar amount that you want to make at the end of the year or you want to make every quarter, it starts with the goals. And those goals have to be somewhat attainable, but they can't be too low to where you're not pushing yourself, right? So I just leave you with this. And it basically says you have to set goals that are almost out of reach. If you set a goal that is attainable without much work or thought, you are stuck with something below your true talent and potential.
That's
So
true.
step up to the plate,
That's true.
keep on swinging, and go for it, because the world is yours if you want it.
Absolutely.
Make it happen.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. We have another training coming up in about 7 minutes. So y'all have an awesome day. I'm going to sign off and let the next set of trainers come on with us.
Thank you all. Have a great day.
Thank you. Give us a call if you need anything.